I get the camera angle right. My head's going to be cut off today because you need to see a fair bit of my bench space. So I'm still working on camera angles and stuff. Doesn't matter. You're here to see the craft. But, you know, hello. So what we're going to do today, I don't know. This is just, look, honestly, I had a piece of styrofoam left over, right? And, you know, we can't waste anything, right, when we're a crafter. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cover it. So I covered it. And then I put a big ribbon candy on the top of it. And I had it at that stage and I thought, I want to do like make a decor piece out of it. And then I thought about these cookie cutters and I thought, oh, I'm going to combine them all together. So we're going to go back and I'm going to show you how I did this. And then we're going to put this together. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get our stickles. Stickles is like a glitter glue. We're going to put that onto our little cookies. I better show you the cookies. Let me get the cookies out. So they came from Temu. And they're just these little, hey Sue, they're just these little cookie cutters, right? From Temu. Not that expensive. Hey Tracy. Stickles takes a way to dry. I don't know. Hey Jennifer. You can't find the cutters. Oh, I'll have a look when I'm finished and see if I can find them for you, darling. No, I'll link them for you. Hey Alicia. I'm just looking at what paintbrush. I'm just going to go in with the diamond. And I don't want to take away the color of the colors. Now, I painted these as I put up in that little reel this morning. Sorry, I'm looking down now. So if you've just jumped on and said good day to me, just keep commenting and I'll see you. I don't know. I think I must have to set up a separate device because I know I see other live streamers and mainly the meteorologists that I follow. And he can see his live chat. Oh, you've got a credit that you can use. Good morning, Colette. Colette, I loved your idea of resining over the coasters. That was great. Just going to apply this directly to it. But stickles takes a little while to dry. Anyway, it's a glitter glue. Hey, who just jumped on and said good day to me? Someone just jumped on and said good day and I only saw you as you were fading out. So I really have to try and get a separate device. Hey, Jean. Hey, Pat. How are you this morning? So listen, they took longer to paint. The reason I painted them is because the design, or did you look for the meteor showers? No. The reason I painted it because the little designs weren't standing out. That was the reason I painted them, but don't spend too long painting them, right? I went in with a base coat of acrylic paint and then I went over with the metallics, but the metallic paints are pretty expensive. So acrylics would be fine, especially when you're glittering over with the stickles. And I think if you're in Australia, you can get stickles craft online. They're adorable, Jean. I'll show you once I've put the stickles on them and we're going to leave them to dry while we do the base. Get the base started. So if you're in Australia, you can get stickles craft online. And you can get it in America at Michael's, is my understanding. I don't know about Hobby Lobby. Do they look good? But don't go to too much trouble painting them. Like, I didn't do any shading on them or anything. I really just base coated them in, okay? So if you are scared of painting because you think you don't have the ability, trust me, don't worry about it. And the other thing I did too, girls, is to make it a little bit more cohesive. Is I did keep using the same colors over and over. So this, like the red that I used, hey Becky, so the red that I used on the candy cane is the red that I used on Santa's coat, right? I love the snowman. I think the snowman turned out really super cute. So the only place I used the metallic paint was on the carriages. So I used acrylic paint everywhere else and metallic paint on the carriages, right? The gingerbread men, I ended up going over with like a yellow tone because they weren't standing out very well. And then there's the little reindeer in his. And we could probably do a little bit of piping on that, actually. We should do that for the icing. Should we do that now? Should we do that now? I think we should, and that way it can sort of be drying a little bit, right? Let's get, I've got my piping bag ready to go. Let's take a little bit of the icing out of that and put it in another bag. We don't need much. We don't need that much. I tell you what, I put that nozzle on. Is that edible paint? You'd want to hope so going on cookies, wouldn't you? No, totally fake, baby. Totally fake. Look, I put that nozzle on thinking it was going to be really quite fine, but it's still making a pretty thick piping line. I think it'll be okay though. That's for our trim. That's for our trim. Look, I've only got this much icing in my bag. We don't want it super fine, but we also don't want it huge. Can you see that? And I'm just going to get rid of all this. I don't want all that. Just going to get in my way. So I think what I'll do, I'll just pipe like a swirly line around the top of that little carriage for the icing. See that? And you could probably go back over the top of that with stickles. Oh, I was looking at Santa. I'm like, Santa needs some. Santa don't have any on his carriage. Santa don't have no icing. You know, Santa's got no icing. Oh well. So we'll put those to the side, and when that's dry, you could stickles over the top of that. See that one? We want to just tap that down. A bit of water on our finger. Just tap that flat down. Let's put them to the side. Now what we're going to do is cover our styrofoam. So this was a piece left over. Look how crooked this piece is. Can you see how crooked I've cut that? Horrendous, right? Let's get the hot knife and see if we can't fix that up. Is this weird? Is that weird, you not being like I'm live, right? I'm bopping all over the joint, but you can't see my head. Is that like super weird? Is that like freaking you out? Here's my ruler. Be sure to hit the like button. Hey, Pat. You're so fantastic. Is it freaking you out? I really want you to see this because I want to make ropes, and you know how they're quite long and I run out of room. I'm actually going to revamp my table and stuff today, I think. I'm going to have a bit of a, I've got a busy day. I should be cutting out because the sun is sort of shining. Sort of. Just trying to straighten up this edge because it's gone, when I cut it on a bit of an angle. If it's no better, too bad, we're going with it. I just want to quickly show you how I covered the base, just in case somebody hasn't done that before. The good thing about the hot knife, it's a bit harder to control than cutting it with a knife, is that it doesn't leave all of that horrible loose styrofoam. That'll do. That's not perfect, but that'll do. That'll do us. Right. I think I need that ruler in a minute. So what we're going to do is, let's say we go in with, what colour do I want to put on the bottom? I might put a blue on the bottom. I'm not sure, even if I keep this one, what I'm going to do with it. I'm going into sort of some softer pastel colours, so I'll go with the soft blue, the pastel blue. Now this is going to be a little bit sticky, so I'm going to put some paint in that. Oh, who was that? Oh, sorry, I missed your comment. Comment back to me, I missed you. I don't even know if that's enough clay. Is that enough clay? Is that enough clay? Got a bit of a lump there, but that's all right, it's going in. I always say it's sticky when it's leaving residue on your hands. That's what I describe as sticky. So it's soft sticky. That's not good for rolling out. That's great for piping. If you wanted to do some nice pastel blue piping, probably that much paint. Oh, you asked about Pete. I don't know, actually. Pete was sneezing again yesterday, so he did 30 days of antibiotics. Good morning to everyone that's jumped on. That's right, Trace. I'm sorry if I didn't see you. Sorry if I didn't see you. But yeah, he did 30 days of antibiotics. He was sick. Yeah. No, 30 days of antibiotics, but he was sneezing again yesterday, and the feathers around his eyes aren't looking super healthy. So I'm like, oh, Pete, seriously? Anyway, see how much that paint just stabilized that clay? So originally there was no way I was going to be able to use that. So in some ways, sorry, I'm skipping all over the joint when I go to speak because I've got a lot on my mind. Yeah, I've got so much to tell you, right? In some ways, I think you want your clay softer. I think in some ways, soft clay is more usable. Oh, he's still with me, darling. Yeah, he's still with me. Yeah, you would have known if he'd passed away because I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I would have been bawling for days. I think soft clay is more versatile in the fact that you can easily pipe and do everything with it. And then with the paint trick, we can then stiffen it up in order for us to be able to roll it, right? So I don't know, like, yeah, I think if anything, you do want softer clay, which originally we sort of thought that softer clay was a bit trickier to use, but now with the paint trick, it's like such a game changer, right? Like a minute ago, there was no way that I would have been able to roll that, right? And just with that little tiny bit of acrylic paint in it, be careful you don't put too much paint in it because it goes super rubbery and it gets like a little pitting in it. Like a real fine little hole in it. But that's just incredible, right? That's so thin. That is so thin. Hey, Cheryl. That is so thin. Will I get away with that? Let's see. Oh, you keep forgetting about that trick. No, don't forget that trick. Do not forget about that trick because it is a game changer and it makes it so much easier to, like I said, work with clay that is especially sticky clay or softer. So yeah, I think if you were purchasing, you'd be purchasing softer clay. I don't know, that's just the way that I'm feeling about it now after discovering that trick. But I always tell you, you know, check out your clay, check out your consistency and work out your projects and your colours according to how your clay's travelling. Now, probably, that's a super trick, hey, Pat? That's a good trick. Pat, I probably should have put a bit of oil on my table there because I want to be able to lift this up without it tearing. So I probably should have. But that's the good thing about this clay now being so firm is that I can work with it better than I could before when it was sticky. I'm just working out how I'm going to close those ends. I don't think I'm really going to fuss too much. You know why? Because it's going to end up with piping and stuff all around it. You reckon I just cut that a bit too short? Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Now, you know, if I got another trick to show you that's going to blow your mind. Are you ready? Let me know. Everybody comment, tell me you're ready. I'm going to show you another trick that's going to game changer. And you know how I find out? Look at this hole. We're going to have to cover that. You know how I find out all these tricks, guys? I play. I just work with the clay. I just play. You ready? Pat's ready. So I just patched that. I'm going to cut these off. And I think I'm just going to do like a parcel envelope on the ends. I think I'll just cover them that way. What are you playing with? Yeah, through playing, exactly. Trace is ready. Everyone's ready to see a new trick? Yep. That is a game changer. Megan, you ready? Oh, you reckon I bought the last set of those colours? Oh, no. Okay, when you've got clay and you're trying to join it, EVA foam. EVA foam, guys. It doesn't leave any marks in your clay, and it helps you to bring your clay together to stop that separation line. Now play with it and work it. But even when you get these marks, these holes, and you're covering these holes up, you watch the difference that makes. Be careful, because look, my clay was really thin. And because I pressed so hard, I've now exposed my styrofoam. But I covered a piece of styrofoam the other day and used this method to close my joins up, and they did not even split. They did not separate at all. You are welcome. I'm just going to close my ends up with it as well. So all depending on what I'm going to do with this, I can put that join part on the bottom or the join part on the top if I'm going to cover the top. See that, using that EVA foam? You are so welcome, Alicia. Game changer, right? Absolute game changer. This one actually has a little tiny bit of texture in this EVA foam, and it's leaving a little tiny print, but it's nothing major. Not like trying to use parchment or anything. Parchment leaves wrinkles. You cannot smooth out with parchment. You can try and smooth out with Glad wrap, with plastic wrap, saran wrap, but you will find that it too, if it goes crinkly, will leave wrinkles, whereas this stuff does not. Genius once again. Hey girl. Now we've got a hole here. Look, we've got a couple of holes in it. It does sort of work on the balls. We're going to do a ball project soon. Maybe next Wednesday we'll do an amazing candy ball. Next Wednesday. Remind me I said that. Because you know me, I've got another project I want to do, but I might do that as a pre-recorded. I've ordered a new webcam because the color on my existing webcam, this is not webcam, this is my phone that I'm streaming through now, but my existing webcam, the colors aren't showing up very well, and it's not a good representation for people, you know, as to what colors I'm using. So I've ordered a new webcam, and it was like $500, so I hope it's better. So I might do, yeah, I don't know if I'll do the candy balls live or I'll do them on a pre-recorded next Wednesday live, and I'll try and I'll see if my webcam turns up in time. I don't know. Does anyone on Mother's Day think they're going to want to watch a video? I don't know. That's got some holes in it because I didn't roll it out very well. And that's my seam where I closed it. And if I worked that more, that would close up, but I'm not spending any more time on that. So again, sometimes you've got to be patient, right? And you've got to work the clay. But that EVA foam to close up your seams is amazing. You will thank me. You will thank me for that tip. Let's put that to the side. Now let's work on yeah, you're working Mother's Day. Alicia, really? Chill on Mother's Day and watch video. Yeah. Yep, so you'd watch a video on Mother's Day, Trace? How big do I want this rope, girls? My goodness. Well, I want them big actually because I want to make that. I want to make a big ribbon candy for the top of it. Now, that's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, Karen Waddle. Hey, Delma. You're working also, Dylan, but you'd watch it. I'll see if I can get one done, because at the moment, without the webcam working properly, it is too hard for me to do pre-recorded. You'd love to see a video? All right. Okay. Yeah, well, if I get my new webcam in time, guys, I will do a pre-recorded for you. And like I don't think I'd be able to do a live on Sunday. I'll see how I go. I'll see how I go. That might be a nice way to spend some Mother's Day time together, mate. That could be nice to spend some Mother's Day time together. You're going to take a month in July. Nice. Look, I've mixed two colours together there, but that's all right. We'll just give this a quick mix. I'm just working out how much clay I want. I think I've got more of the light pink than I have of the pastel green. And I am going to add a tiny little bit of paint to that because we're making a ribbon candy. And you do want all your clays about the same consistency. That just will stiffen that up. Definitely got way more of the pink. This is a good way if you have done what I've done and mixed two colours in your bag of using it up, right? Oh, that paint trick. Between the paint trick and the EVA foam trick, you guys, I'm setting you up for success, I tell you. Now I think I've got way too much of this colour. And you know what? It's probably got some marble in it. It's a little bit bigger, like heavier. This is bright yellow, which I think now is called mid yellow. I don't know. It's number 27 anyway. And I could have probably toned that down a bit. I'm a treasure, aren't I? I know. I want you to I spend a lot of time with people that buy my clay because I want you to be able to use it properly. Because my consistencies range, right? It's a Delma's anniversary. My consistencies range. I can't say that it's all firm or it's all soft. Some's firm, some's soft. I can't help that. I don't manufacture the clay. But what I do teach you is how to work with the different consistencies. I got more green and more yellow. As I went, I added more to each colour. See why you can't see me today? Because you need to be able to see this project, these ropes being done. Now, you know what? I really feel like that's all way too much clay. It's going to get a piece of plastic wrap. And while I work, I'm just going to sit these in plastic wrap because I may need them, I don't know. And I'm just putting plastic wrap in between each one to keep it all, that they don't stick together. I think on Sunday I'll be busy packing orders from the sale. Before I put the ruler on it, I need to get this thinner. I want this a lot thinner. Now the one I've got on my base that we're going to use in a minute has got 5 colours through it. This one's only going to have 3 because of time. But the first thing I'm doing is lengthening out my rope. And I'm not worried about it being inconsistent in the bobbles going through it because my ruler's going to fix that. But I'm trying to get it thinned down with my hands. And I'm using a squeezing down, pulling out motion when I do that. So I'm pushing down and I'm squeezing out. So I'm going like that. Going like that when I do that. Okay, girls, I've got her. I've got the biggest desk you've seen, you can imagine, and I always run out of space. So my ruler is doing my work for me. And giving me consistent thickness. sort of. Hey? I realised Elma's not talking to me. She was replying to Tracy. I am flexing my ruler up. Be careful not to break it, of course. Make sure if you're not a quilter and you don't have a quilting ruler, but you are a clay creator, and these things are brilliant, make sure when you're out thrifting, going to second-hand shops, look out for stuff like this. Facebook Marketplace, people might be selling them cheap. So rather than buying brand new, so see the thickness of that now, and it's really quite consistent. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Because when you're going to make a ribbon candy, that sort of does matter a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing. We've got to do this twice. I was going to skip showing you this because I've covered it before, but I thought I don't think I've covered it here. So I probably will do a basics video actually. Actually, that's something I should get done, is a basics video showing how to make a ribbon candy. Because when we use them as embellishments, I don't have to show it each time. That would have been smart, hey? That would have been smart to have done before this video. Anywho. But at least you can see what it's like working with really long pieces. Hey, Jean, did you do a video on which clay? Oh. No, say that to me again. Can you copy and paste that one, Jean? I missed that, love. Can you copy and paste that? Oh, I'm sorry. So I saw her say, did you do a video on which clay colours or something, or which colours? That's all I saw of it. Somebody tell me what she said to me. I'm watching the screen. I'm watching the screen so I don't miss it. She's probably still trying to type that to me. It was quite a long message too, the poor thing. Yeah. To purchase if you're a beginner, thinking about trying to make some things, not sure what I would need. So as in, yeah, I can do that. I can put a video up tomorrow as in if you want to make cookie dough color, if you want to make gingerbread, if you want to make chocolate, yes, I could do that. If that's what you're suggesting, that's a good suggestion. I can do that. I don't know if this yellow is a bit bright, but we might put it in the middle. Make it the feature color in the middle. No, I don't think I added paint to this color, and it's a little bit softer. I will say try and get all your clay consistencies. We're falling off the table here. Hang on. Try and get your clay consistencies pretty much the same so that when you go to put your ribbon candy together, or, you know, maybe you're rolling a rope up, that all the clays are performing the same. One's not super soft and stretching out more than the other, and one's not a lot firmer and sort of sitting stationary while the others are moving around. So you might just add a little bit of paint to some. It's not bad. As you can see there, it's rolled out okay. It's not bad. So this is nothing that I saw. This is just something I had leftover styrofoam and decided to make a piece of decor. So I'm using some different elements together. I have not got enough room. This is massive. I have not got enough room on this table. I'm going to see what lengths I've got. I know my pink is definitely longer. So I know I'm probably, oh no, I'm not off the table. That good old landscape, right? Try not to stretch this. As you pull this on your table, as it's sticking to your table, you are stretching your clay out and making it thinner. Now this rope is going to be dependent size-wise on this pink, because the pink is the shortest rope. So everything's going to get cut off at that level. Can you see that? These two colours are getting cut off. What can I do here? All right, you just don't know where to start. All right, love. And so I guess it depends on like if you're going to start, you know, what would you be interested in doing? Would you be interested in doing cupcakes? Would you be interested in doing donuts? Would you want to do some shakes? You know, so yeah, it all depends on, but I can definitely tell you how to make up a cookie dough color. So this is what we've got, right? We're going to make a ribbon candy out of this. Now, what we do want to do is I like to straighten up my edges. So I just try and straighten that up. Now my green is really dipping in there. It must have got really quite thin. And I'm going to give this a press down with my ruler and start flattening this out. Now you could just do it at like this, and that's going to make a chunky ribbon. This is not super perfect because I am running out of room. And then I like to go back and just straighten up my edges again. There is a gazillion creators that all make ribbon candies, and they'll all probably make it slightly different. You pick what works for you. This is what works for me. And that one would make a really chunky ribbon candy, right? Wow, didn't that stretch out? Let me show you that. That stretched right out. Can you see how my yellow went crooked? Yeah, cookie dough would be great. Yeah, baby steps. So yeah, I can tell you then, like, and then you would just buy some pretty colors that you like. Now, if you want to thin that out, roll it. But I'm going to say don't roll it with a super heavy rolling pin. Oh my gosh, where is my little baby rolling pin? I thought I had put it away. Okay, it's either hiding on me, and I'm probably having a panic look because I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I was having a panic look. I'm just getting that up like that to get it out of my way. I'm just going to give this a roll together. I definitely in my video won't show a big ribbon candy because the bigger you go, the harder it is to work with. I could probably get this one out way thinner, but I just don't have the room to roll it. So this is going to be quite a chunky ribbon. And then you can add as many colors as you want. So if you want to make this nice and wide, just keep adding ropes to it. But that's really, really chunky. But that's all right. We need to move on. I'm just going to cut that off. And I cut a lot off, I know. I'm going to bring this over. How wide is that? I reckon I'm going to put that to the bottom. Just going to put some water up on top of here. And all depending on how you want this, whether you want it standing up, we're going to lay this one down. Do I want, just wait, what did I do there? I folded it under. I folded it under, pressed it down, ribboned it up, fold it under, ribbon it up, fold it under, up, and I am pressing this down up onto my base. Can I lift that one up because that needs to be a bit taller? And it's just trying to work it that you're not stretching it. I can feel that stretching a little bit. And that you're not letting it stick together completely. Now I'm going to cut that. And I'm just going to roll that under. just to neaten that up. And then I can lay these down a bit, all depending on what you want to put up on top of it. So a good ribbon candy, you should be able to, when you hold it up, see your lines running straight down. That's sort of like a neat looking ribbon candy, but that color combination is very pretty, isn't it? Now it could lay down even more than that. It all depends. Like this one here is laid right down. All you need is your cookie cutters that you use for regular cookies. Listen, I do use my regular baking stuff with this. I just give it a wash with warm soapy water because this is non-toxic. But that color combination's really pretty, girls. Really pretty. So that's pastel green. What is that color? What's that number? 26, 27, and number 2. And then that pastel blue is 34. So this one here was way thin. See how thin I made those waves? See the thickness difference between my ribbons? See how thick this is? That's why it's sitting up more chunky. See how thin that is? That's why it's laying down more. So all depending on what you want to do, you could fill this one with cupcakes or something, or donuts sitting on the top would be cute. We might do that actually. We might put donuts on the top of that one. And then with this piece, I'll show you and then you can mix that together. Yeah, definitely, darling. You can use your real baking stuff, but just give it a wash with hot soapy water. Some people say they don't, but I personally, I do. Because it's non-toxic. I'm just rolling this out more with my medium rolling pin now that I've got a little bit more room to move. And you watch how this thins out. See how much thinner it is? This is not brilliant. How big do I want this ribbon? Ribbon candies are not hard to make. They're just a bit tricky with space. So see that? And I like to leave them up like this to dry. And in this case, when you're doing a ribbon candy like this, you want these open. Gee, that's a beautiful color combination. Isn't it funny? Sometimes you don't try different colors. You stick with the same ones. You do something like that and you're like, oh man, I love that. Now, let's go on to our craft for today. So what we've done today is I've shown you how to do the base, showed you the paint trick, showed you the using the EVA foam trick. We've done the base, we've made the ribbon candy. Now we're going to turn that into a piece of decor. Mine's dry, so you'd want to leave it until it's dry. In order to do it and change it into a piece of decor, we're now going to use our little gingerbread train cookie set. But I think to like cover our outside, we definitely want piping, but I think we want to make a rope. And I'm going to pick out 2 of the colors, or maybe 3 of the colors. And this is going to be a much faster rope. What have I got there? I've got lime, pink, and white, right? Let's put these aside. We're still not ready for them. Let's go with number 24. This is lime green. Now this is a little bit hard on top. Just watch that. If you open up a bag and it's a bit hard on top of it, super, super rubbery, and you can't squish it down like that, do not mix it in. When you can still mix it, like squeeze it in like that, and it's not leaving lumps, it's fine to mix in with your clay. But if you get the top off and it's a little bit crusty, it's got lumps in it, they're pretty colors together, aren't they, Karen? But if you pull that top part off and it's a little bit crusty, you can dry it and grate it and use it as a sprinkle trim. But don't mix it in with your clay if you want your clay nice and soft. Now I'm probably pulling out way more clay than I need. And I won't waste all of this. I'll do a craft with that. Whether I do little donut tops or something with it, but I will use it. Now I want these, just going to leave some colour out. Just think, oh, this one, I've mixed paint with that. I've done a project with that. See that there up there? Like, see that snapping? That's got paint in it. So I need to mix these two together. I would not mix paint with a whole heap of clay and put it back in your bag, because I just don't know what it'd be like. If you need to stiffen it up, just stiffen the clay up on the project you're doing. Because see that? Like, that is such snappy. That's great for making those round marshmallows when it's at that consistency. But like I'm saying, see, you wouldn't want a clay that's really, really firm, and then one clay that's really, really soft. Because as you try and roll this, you're not going to get your clay performing the same. This one's a bit soft. It's definitely soft. Well, they're both going to be softer than the pink because the pink is so stiff. So I want to stiffen this one up. This is the best trick ever. This trick, I don't know. This trick, beautiful colours. Hey Jennifer, how much is this trick worth? If you had to put a dollar value on this trick, how much is that trick worth? Like $1 gazillion, right? Hey, guess what? We need more though. Let's just mix it in with that consistency we've already got there. Rough as. Don't even worry about it. Rough as, look. You couldn't afford it, I know, Pat. It's such a good trick. So this one's a little, look, soft. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, soft clay is great for piping. You need soft clay to pipe. Those consistencies that I've just made there, you would never pipe that. You would not get a nice result. This would pipe beautifully. However, those two clays now are stiffer than this clay. I'm saving them so much, right? My tips are priceless. Yay! But you're so right. Like, how many people have got clay in their stash that they just thought was way too soft or sticky for them to be able to use? And now with being able to do that trick, you can use that clay up. So you do not have to worry about all the lumps and the bumps in your clay at this point. Now, these are not as thin as they need to be. I need these thin. I need them like yay thin. I've got to get rid of the excess. I could keep rolling that if I had more space. And honestly, my desk is that long. So again, I'm using that same method very roughly. And this is all about thinning out my rope. It's not about getting it neat, it's about getting it thin down, because when you put 3 thick ropes together, your wind's blowing. You put 3 thick ropes together, you're going to end up with a massive like marshmallow twirl rope. So I need them to be thinner for that reason. Going back with the ruler. I know that doing all of these steps on this live has made this a long live. But you know, what do? That's why I said I should have had these done as basic videos. I'll do that. That way I don't have to worry about doing this from now on. I could have these already done. Because I know it does make a longer, tedious sort of a video. I get that. That's what my basic videos are supposed to do. Like, I've already got my icing made up ready to go because there's already a video that shows that step. Everybody should be super familiar with my basic videos. I think to watch me craft live, and do some of my steps. If you've watched my basic videos, then you will follow exactly what I'm doing. So if you're watching this video for the, and you're new to watching my channel, you definitely need to go through and watch all the basic videos, because I give you so much information in those about my regular tools, the steps that I do, and how I do those steps, how I make my embellishments. That I've just got a huge, big, hard knot or something in that one. Man, that's hard work, eh? One to go. This one's a bit thinner again. What? Oh man, I missed that. Sorry guys, I missed that. All right, that'll do. Not as perfect as I'd like. Didn't matter how long your videos are. Oh, you're a sweetheart. What have we got going on here? We got white, pink, green. So really, as long as the green, as long as the green is in the middle, I think it's going to look okay. Whoop. The paint probably helps too to stabilize that clay to a point where it's not that sticky. That, it's sticking together, but it's not that, oh, geez, Louise, I forgot what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to keep doing it this way, but I did make a boo-boo there. And I've got to get a piece of plastic wrap and put plastic over those ropes that I've got there, because they're just going to dry out. You can't leave it in that plastic for long though. It'll dry to a point where you can't use it. But little ropes like that, you can make little twirls for the tops of your cupcakes and stuff with us too. Now, because I'm doing a rope twirl, not a ribbon candy, I should have had this one up on top. Do you get that? This is not going to be a pretty rope, guys. You probably need to take a little bit more time. But the third rope needs to be on top, not laid flat. I got carried away and forgot what I was doing. So I am pulling at that clay, and I probably will get some separation lines, which I 100% am getting. But you can see it already makes that twirl. Can you see it already makes that twirl? But see this, the green, because I've pulled that green, see it's pulling apart on me. Doesn't matter. So we're going to do a marshmallow twirl. We are literally going to roll our clay. We're holding one end and we're literally rolling our clay. And see how big it is? It's huge, right? This is what I do. This is what I do when I craft. I'm getting that and I'm going, that's got thin there. I've worked that too much. What are you doing? You're making popsicles or something. I'm wondering if I flatten that. I'm not really happy with the roll in it. Let me just roll it together and see what that comes up like. And I've got a really thin section in here, and you could cut that and rejoin that because that looks ugly. And if you get a part that hasn't got as much twirl in it, you can just manually fix it and twirl it together. But I'm just going to roll this and see if it comes together nicely. But I think it's a bit chunky. Oh, Jingy, I hope it's long enough. Oh, well and truly. Well and truly long enough. And it's going to get longer as I roll it. It's very chunky. See what I mean? See, our ropes could have been even thinner. The more you twist this, the more it does sometimes dry out and crack. Expect that. It's a bit like when we do our caning. Oh, that's the other thing I've got to do on my basic videos is some caning videos. I hope that webcam gets here soon. I tell you what, doing content for a channel is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I just feel like I'm probably gonna stuff this up. I just feel like I'm gonna flatten this a bit. I've got a mark on my ruler and I was like, ew, is this, what side's that on? I feel like it's just too chunky. I feel like I'm gonna make this more the side. Flattening it a bit. Now we're going to add some glue to the side of our base. PVA glue. Brush that in. If I left that like big thick line like that, it would not dry clear. What did you say? Would it help to make a list? What did you ask me, Dom? Would it help me if you made a list of the things that you'd like? Say that to me again. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting what you just said because I didn't read it super well. Say that to me again, love. If you're suggesting to make a list of all the things that you'd like to see, then that would be blooming brilliant. Absolutely, if that's what you're suggesting. Let me just get my piece of EVA back. Now I'm going to have to use that part in the middle, so I think I'm going to line that up with the corner. Oh, that's chunky. That is so chunky. Remember, when you're moving this around, make sure it's not sticking because you will be stretching your clay. Oh, that's chunky. You can no longer see me colour on the bottom. I'm going to cut that there, and I'm going to bring this one up and I'm going to square it off. Probably should have mitered that. Does the boxer cutter say what team it calls them? No, just cookie cutters. Doesn't even have a code on it, sweetie. I'll find them for you. I'll see if the ones that I got, whether they're out of stock. Thinking I should have probably mitered this corner. I'm going to cut that in line where that rope was. You can make a list of the embellishments and stuff. That'd be awesome. Alicia asked that, did she? That'd be awesome. Let's get our ruler. Now these you can turn into little marshmallows. You can turn this into a little marshmallow. Give that a roll. Right. Give it a little flatten. And I like them when you cut the ends and you get this little pillow look on the end. That's how I love them. That you get that little pillow look. So you can make marshmallows out of this. You do not have to waste that. These probably not. But you can use that up. I'm just going to bury this in between there, and I'll have to get into that as soon as I finish this live. And then you can just glitter them up. Thanks, Leisha. That'd be awesome, doll. My ribbon candy's coming undone, so I just need to put a little bit of water and glue there. Just that help that to anchor, to close up. Right. Now I am going to get my ruler. Give this a squish. Not so much to squish it up, just to straighten it up. And make it look neater. A little bit more molded rather than just a homemade thrown around looking piece. That's probably bigger than I intended it to be. Probably didn't intend it to be quite that big, girls. Because like I said, it is really covering up a lot of our base, but I think it's sort of finished nice. So now what I want to do is I want to go around and pipe that. Now, because our piping's been sitting out for a little while, that nozzle will be getting dry. We need to give that a squeeze and wipe that nozzle. Keep squeezing and wiping until each nozzle section is piping clay neatly. So if you're squeezing that and it's not making that nice, you love that. If it's not making that nice design, you need to clear your nozzle out. You can think, oh, it'll clear, but you'll see it. You love those colors, Jean. We're going to go around here and we're going to pipe a trim. And what do I say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I love the backwards and forwards piping. So again, we've got a big baking element to this DIY decor. It's gingerbread themed, but candy gingerbread, not traditional gingerbread. So we're using our candy colors. So I guess if you're doing something like this one, it wouldn't matter what color your base was, girls, you don't see it. Other than a little bit on the underside. Now, why do we make so much out of air dry foam clay? Because it's lightweight. And if you're using it as decor to go into a tree and stuff like that, it's not going to weigh your tree down. If you've got a tiered stand and it's not a particularly strong one, you can't put any weight in it. So air dry foam clay shakes and stuff like that will sit up in them without weighing your stands down. And it allows you to sort of decorate all the layers. That's a little bit of a free content that I would normally give you in my membership group. One of my little tricks. So you can consider that one a freebie. But that's the reason we use air dry foam clay so much. So we've got a little piping decorative trim on our base. So this is the base now for our little gingerbread. Now we go, oh, what's the nicest? Have we got a better front back? Oh, you can see a little bit of the red rose down in underneath. I know, so cute with your gingies on the top as well. What we're going to do the train. Now, if I go that way, Santa's really going down. So he's the head of the train. He needs to go up to me. So he's going to go over here. So we're going to do some piping. And we're going to sit Santa that way. You could do this with any cookie cutter set though, right? Now let's do the little pink. Let's do the little pink. I just got to make sure I'm not going to run out of room. We'll do it there. What? Oh no. Hey, you forgot about the train, did you, Dub? God, Colette said she just had an idea and then something about the size it just grew to or something. Oh no. I'm just laying some piping down there. I think the little pink carriage is so cute. I love the little pink one. Then we'll break the colours. We'll go with the yellow. Now, you could have done all of your carriages in colours very similar to your piece. We'll go, oh no, I want the tree at the end. Okay, we'll go gingies. We'll go the little gingies. You can get these cutters in gingerbread cutters too. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's going to fit perfect. I'm going to cover the other one with donuts. I want to do the other one now, but I can't. I think I'll do the little reindeer. Then we'll do the little snowman. I love the snowman one. It turned out so stinking cute. I'm going sort of one back, one forward. And then we're going to do the little caboose with the tree in it. Now you could definitely put the icing on the top of these and put some sprinkles up there. So that's what it looks like from the edge. That's your star for sure. So this is what it looks like straight down it. And then that's what it looks like front on. Maybe Santa should have been at the front, girls. You can still see that okay, though. You can still see that okay. Look. But maybe Santa should have been at the front a little bit more. I think we should, you just want to make sure these don't fall forward. My cookies are a little bit wet. I think I'm just going to do I don't know. I don't know if I want a double icing on the top of them or not. Jean, I just don't know. You love that? I'm just wondering if I should do some meringue dots around here and then put some sprinkles on it. I think that's all I might do. I might leave the top of the shapes neat. Bobby? Bob, come here, Mum. Quick. Guys, I've got to get this dog. Bob. Come on. He's a good boy, that Bobby. Huh? You going to say good day to the girls? You say good day to the girls? He's huge, guys. He is such a big boy. I don't know. Oh, that's a good meringue drop. True Candyland style. Let's do one there. Now, I'm just going to get a couple of my candy sprinkles. I think will be the best because it's got those nice colours in it. You loved it the way it was? Yeah, I just didn't think I needed it on the top because I thought I'll take away from the shapes. Just pressing a couple of these in, they're going to fall off a little bit, but just to give you the idea of just that little additional trim. And of course, you do it to, hang on. Huh? Flick that one off. I didn't want that one on there. You do it to your colour schemes. You do it to what you like. If me putting this on, you go, oh, she's just ruined it too much. You don't put that on. I would definitely put some of this at the back too. I just like the additional candy on there. But if you don't like it, then you don't have to do that. Can you see the additional little candies? I'll do a photo and post a photo. I haven't been posting photos in YouTube. Oh, well, I'll put it on the thumbnail actually for this craft. I'll put it on the thumbnail so people can see what we made. I just got a dag hanging on the back of that. And now I'm going to do the opposite. So there I did sort of each spacing there. Now we're on the back of it. I'm going to do them sort of in the middle. Do you love that? The colours are pretty, hey? Isn't it amazing? We just used a piece of scrap styrofoam that would normally have just got thrown out because it wouldn't have had a use. And we created a piece of decor. You're in love? Oh, you can do it, witchy poo. Easy peasy. Like that's a piece of styrofoam we would have just thrown. And we've just created the most gorgeous little Santa and, I don't know, little icing train. But you can still see the gorgeous ribbon candy. You can still see a little bit of your base colour, so remember that. Remember before I said to you it won't matter what colour you do this because you're not going to see it, but you will. And because that ribbon candy was thicker too, it was covering the whole lot. This one here you're going to see. But I reckon this one will just, I reckon I'll finish it off on a pre-recorded. And I reckon we might do donuts or something all over that. Because that's stinking gorgeous. You love that, Rochelle? Isn't it so stinking cute? So stinking cute. Glitter. I don't know. I think what I might do is I might spray this one with a clear sealer and then put a real small glitter over the top. I won't use chunky glitter on it because it's got a lot of fine detail on there. I hope you love that one. I hope you love that one. I hope you've had a good stream. I know, like, you haven't been able to see the top of my head, but you know I'm live with you, right? We get to have a little chat. We get to make the craft live together. You get to ask me questions and stuff, but it's just I knew I was going to have big pieces spread out all over the table, so I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not perfect at this whole YouTube video content thing, but hey, we made a cute little craft together, so that's the main thing. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all later, hey? Hey, Joe. Oh, I'm glad you loved it. And remember, this chat won't stay. Oh, I'm so glad you loved it. This chat won't stay, so if you've got any questions and I missed those questions, make sure you post those questions on the replay when I actually post this video. Talk to you later, my darlings. Bye, guys. See ya. Oh, hang on. I always got to remember, I'm like, how do I hang up this one? Toodles. You need the cutters. Yes, I'll find them now. I'll wrap up my clay. I'll wrap up all my clay so that I don't lose that, or quickly make ropes out of it or something, like twirly whirlies for cakes. Yeah, have a good day, Colette. And then I'll get straight on the computer. Hey, Denise. Bye, Denise. See you.